Is there a way to make thousands of 3D models without an art department? Let's find out. Hello dear flawless mind. I am known as Starlinks, and your cringe about this new starting catchphrase I'm adopting will hopefully die down after I repeat it a couple of dozen times. Wait, did you think I called your mind flawless? Well, maybe. Or maybe I just invented a new word which I used to call my dear viewers. You see, every mind in the Metaflow universe is flowing. But you did not play the game yet, hence your mind is clearly flawless. I know, it doesn't feel all that great now, but I promise I won't point this out too often, so let's all pretend I never explained it. At least it's obvious you guys have flawless taste in video games. Yeah, I've been losing view counts with my latest videos, so gosh, I hope this blatant flattery works. For everyone who is new here, I'm developing a seamless and dynamic procedurally generated space game with a universe filled with millions of things for you to explore. To get up to speed, you can binge watch a playlist of previous devlogs in the description. Instead of upping my production quality, I have to double down on lowering it. Real life called said I need to find myself a real job. So this week I had to spend on a test task for real game developers. And now you guys ended up with content made of recycled insider development stuff from a year ago, and it was never meant to be shown in public, so yeah, have fun. Today I will show you how my model generation system works. Wait, stay, I promise I will restrain myself from being too technical. Visually, 3D models of things are based on three pillars: shape, detail and material. In pursuit of visual variety, I developed a pipeline that generates each of those three aspects. First step is the shape. Shape generation creates overall volume and silhouette of the thing. Internally, the shape is constructed out of primitives that are placed on top of each other. Box, cylinder, sphere. They can include different symmetries or be partially symmetrical. Primitives have rules of placement and degrees of freedom for randomness. As usual, each shape has a number by which you can perfectly reproduce it. It's called the seed. After the shape is chosen, I voxelize it. A voxel is a 3D pixel. Every voxel that is inside every primitive of this shape becomes solid. So now we know what is inside and what is outside of this body. With a technique called marching cubes, we can construct a polygonal surface between solid and empty voxels. This is actually how voxel terrains work in many games you know. The surface is now represented as a bunch of connected cubes with polygons inside them. Their neighbors' polygons fit each other just like a jigsaw puzzle. Some people would say it's already an art style and there is beauty in simplicity, but it's a bit dull for my taste, so I think I have to add some detail to it somehow. So the second step is detail. What if the content of our cube would not be just a flat polygon, but a whole art piece, a model in itself? This is not just a surface now, but a tube. But the catch is, cube sides would have to perfectly connect to each other now. This would require me to make more chunks with that tube. I will not bore you with an insane math, but trust me when I say this approach is absolutely infeasible if you try to brute force it. The more detail variants you make, the more chunks will have to fit each other and morph one detail into another. This would make me create thousands of these pieces, so I had to make a system that will fill the surface even if there is a deficit of chunks. To solve this surface puzzle, even if it doesn't have this or that puzzle piece. Yeah, an insane, barely solvable deficit of chunks. It has to do it very fast, so the player wouldn't wait too long for the model to be generated, and it has to obey even more harsh restrictions, like I want only lights here, or this is a spaceship engine, no other pieces allowed. No, I don't want to hear it, do what you must. So yeah, I did make this solver. I had to. It's the beating heart of this whole project and it's being continuously upgraded. But every time I add even one art piece, the whole universe is regenerated. Because with addition of one piece, all the ways you can feel the surface are changed. Okay, this looks sort of better, but it's all edgy and flat and angular. Well, again, there are people who like this kind of stuff. They would say it looks much more accurate and maybe they're right. So I'm even considering this as a graphics option. No, I'm not. I want this ball to look as round as possible, but modders gotta do what modders gotta do. And this will be a very easy switch. But until then, we need to try to restore its original shape somehow. Without too much technical jargon, I would say I combine all these cubes into one surface and try to stick the polygons around the shapes from step 1. And voila! We have ourselves some geometry. An insane amount of it, actually. Do you hear this? Yeah, it's a bunch of competent 3D artists and art directors choking on their tears of laughter trying to ask me, "You've spent this amount of polygons to get yourself a model like that?" Yes, I did. But I also got myself a million of similar ones. And maybe right now I cannot compete with traditional approaches in visual quality, but right now quantity is more important for me. And I hope someday I will upgrade this system to a point where it will be enough for people to enjoy the game. Okay, enough excuses, let's finish this thing. We need to make some materials for it. Every chunk has UVs and texture. Now, depending on the skill of the thing, we add some detailed textures, choose colors, material properties, and ta-da! Here we have a perfectly good chunk of colored polygons that sort of resembles a spaceship. Let's fly this thing. Here we are. This is the overview of how my model generation tech actually works. Of course, there are a lot of quirks here and there, but this is not a channel for developers, so don't expect videos on how I multi-threaded the projection system, or if I plan to pull native collections because their constructors are too slow, or even if I will rewrite my ugly implementation of Surface Normal Solver. I'll be perfectly honest with you guys, game development is slow, especially as a side thing. So I plan on doing a lot of these filler episodes in between the actual new game features and mechanics. What you can expect is a lot of generated things being generated right before your eyes and me talking about stuff. Although there is a lot of work ahead, I do like to think that I'm sort of achieving my goal of variety. I know the similarity is too obvious right now. I see it too, but because of this generation system, it sort of already doesn't bother me that much. Maybe just me, but I feel like I keep being amused by stations, spaceships, interiors and things I encounter, even though I see how similar they are. I already feel they are not the same. And the hope is I'll do enough for some of you to feel this too. If you are still here, you should look at your subscribe button and check if it's mad at you. Some people's faces get red when they're mad. Buttons are people too, you know. You can calm her down by gently clicking on her. She will turn gray, which is her natural and healthy color, and she will never be mad at you again, although my videos will start appearing in your subscription box. I hope you don't mind. Thanks to everyone who participated in the community feature. That feature where you come up with a thing you would like to see in the game and comment it below, and I select a random winner to name and choose colors for an existing item in the Metaflow universe. You can still participate in that. And last week's winner is Brodo Sam. Please contact me on Discord so we can arrange some color picking. If you want to connect with the universe via Twitter or Instagram or join our Discord, the links are in the description below. I honestly want to tease a topic for the next video and its features, but I have to resist the urge, because this is a big one. So no, all I say is, come again, we'll make something else. Thank you very much for watching this video. And as always, your flow is what matters.